Welcome back. Now, remember this incident involving a vegan activist and a Perth chef?
The sounds of squealing pigs.
Well, this week, Tash Peterson set fire to a police notice that bars her from all licensed venues in her home state, that's WA, for a year. In a twist of fate, fire, as it's called, has since seen its Google rating spike. Now, I've invited Tash on the show today because we believe in free speech and debate here on Sky News. Tash, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I've got to say, it seems your attempts to ruin business have backfired. Would you agree with that?
No, absolutely not. It's generated a lot of awareness to the animal holocaust, where animals are subjected to rape, enslavement, torture, abuse and murder in the meat, dairy and egg industries and other animal exploitation industries. And that's exactly my purpose here, to bring as much light to the animal holocaust as possible on behalf of non-human people.
Tash, I don't think you can call it the Holocaust. I really don't. I think that's completely inappropriate.
If you have a look at the definition of a Holocaust, it is destruction or slaughter on a mass scale, and that's exactly what is happening to non-human animals. Approximately 3 trillion non-human animals are brutally murdered every year for human food consumption, so it is in fact the largest Holocaust in history.
Okay, I completely disagree with your use of that term, but let's move on. You've got every right to believe passionately in causes and to protest, but to protest peacefully, why are you not doing that?
Because we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. It's to generate as much attention as possible, and I need to take extreme measures for extreme injustices, and this is a massive injustice, what is happening to non-human animals. We're talking about 6-month-old pigs being forced into carbon dioxide gas chambers, burning from the inside out before they're stabbed in the throat. Dairy cows who are raped and their babies are kidnapped from them and murdered if they're born male, and male chicks who are macerated in the egg industry on their first day of life. This is an extreme injustice, and I need to take every action I can for them.
I don't know. I don't think all those things there are correct. Do you have evidence of all of those things? I can't imagine laws in Australia would allow that kind of thing to happen.
Yeah, everything I just discussed is RSPCA approved legal industry practice. It's standard in all industries. I've seen it firsthand myself.
Your take on it though is that the terms you're using are your terms. That's how you're describing a process.
They're just factual statements, is exactly what's happening. Dairy cows are raped to be artificially inseminated and impregnated, and then their babies are taken from them so humans can consume her milk.
Okay. Tash, you say that if you weren't being violent and doing extreme things, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. That's fair enough, to be honest. You're probably right there. But what difference are you actually making? Do you understand that people watching and watching the impact you're having on a business are far more likely to feel empathy for him than to join your cause? I love that people are passionate and want to change the world. I, for example, got laws introduced and helped push for them to be introduced into Australia to keep kids safe online. So to stop the trolls and people making physical threats online, we introduced new safety legislation. I campaigned so intensely for that. I care so passionately about it, but I didn't ruin anyone's business. I didn't hurt anyone physically. I just did the hard slog, and laws have now been changed. That's genuine change. What you're doing, you're creating a lot of attention, absolutely, but not one thing is changing.
I think there's massive change. I have evidence myself that my work is actually leading people to watch the documentary Dominion, which exposes these atrocities, and they're choosing to go vegan as a result of my actions. All forms of activism are essential, whether you're working in politics or grassroots activism like myself, where I choose disruptive activism, which has been used throughout history to create social change. Whether we look at the suffragettes or civil rights activists, they all disrupted to create change, and they were very successful in their movements, mainly because of disruptive activism and civil disobedience.
But what about the people whose lives you're trying to ruin? Can't you just not go to the restaurant and then campaign in a way that is legal and respectful?
Well, I'm actually saving lives by doing these protests. These businesses are profiting from animal abuse and murder. They are contributing to the animal holocaust, and it's my responsibility to try and create awareness and get people to choose the vegan option and help these businesses evolve and become vegan. It's not to shut them down, it's to live as businesses without abusing and murdering animals.
You've used the term Holocaust there again. I note that you did use that and you have used that previously. And the Jewish community has come out and said that is incredibly hurtful to them and they want you to apologise. If it's hurting people and people that you have no, you say beef with, I don't know if that's the right word, why wouldn't you apologise and stop using a word that's causing distress to so many people?
I'll never stop saying that word or apologise for using a factual statement to describe what is happening to non-human people. There are in fact many Jewish people who survived the Holocaust who are now vegan and have made direct comparisons to the Jewish Holocaust. That's just a fact. But I'm not even making a comparison here. I'm saying it is a Holocaust by definition. It is a mass-scale slaughter.
What do you want to achieve here, Tash? What's the ultimate goal? Do you want there to be absolutely no meat products in the world for anyone to eat ever?
I want to see a world where non-human people are no longer subjected to rape, enslavement, torture, abuse and murder. And that's not just for their flesh, that's for their milk, their eggs, their skin, their fur, their wool, to be exploited for entertainment and racing. I want to see a world where all animals are liberated and treated equally to us.
Tash, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You did really well. You're, I disagree with your methods, but I also, you handled yourself really well, honey. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. Thanks, darling. Thank you. Take
Thanks.
care. Bye, bye, bye.
Bye.